Advanblack, and we have Miles here who just rolled in on his 2024 CVO ST 25th anniversary. Man, that's a mouthful, Miles.
Yes, it is, sir. Yes.
Why in the world did you purchase this specific bike?
Well, it's such a special bike by Harley, and when I saw it, I immediately fell in love with it, and I was like, and it's a representative of the bagger races, and I was like, oh, I want to get one of those, and didn't think I was actually going to be able to get one.
So how did you get it? Was it just coincidence? Was it timing? What was the story?
It was weird timing. What happened was Quaid had one on their showroom floor, and I saw it and fell in love with it, and I was wondering, oh, are they going to get one? And sure as the world, they said, well, we may be getting another one. So I'm like, okay, April, come along, whatever. Sure as the world, March, they called me and sent me pictures and said, hey, your bike's here. Oh my God. I immediately went out there and it's like, after a little bit of thinking and all of that, I was like, let's do this, and I bought the bike.
Awesome. Beautiful bike. Tell me now, so obviously there's a style of this, bagger racing. What kind of style of riding do you ride?
I'm more of a road guy than anything, but this bike has different ride modes built into it. And road mode is one. It has a sport mode. It's got a couple of race modes and a couple other custom modes that you can go into that are track type modes. And I stay away from those. You know, I ain't got enough miles on it yet.
Oh man, I was just getting ready to say, how many miles are they recommend until you hit those race track modes?
Well, I don't know. You could probably do it now.
Okay.
I've only got about 370 miles on the bike right now. I want to at least get the first oil change before I go doing any fancy stuff to it or speed riding or whatever.
Okay, so you said 370 miles. So in these 370 miles, you chose to come here to Advanblack in Pomona.
Yes.
What brought you here?
I came to Advanblack because I saw online a different seat that you guys had called the Assault, and I was like, okay, I like that. I looked at the specs of it, and I just thought with the color and the way that seat is, it would just fit my bike perfectly.
Okay, so now this means a lot because as we're talking about your bike, you don't really want to change much to it because they did such a good job with it.
That's correct. There was only a couple of things that I was willing to kind of change, possibly the windshield, maybe slip-ons in the seat, but other than that, I don't want to do anything else to the bike whatsoever. Cool.
Yeah, it's a very good-looking bike, and man, we're so glad that you brought it down here today. So how long you been riding, Miles?
Well, I started riding way back in the 80s, you know. The first bike I ever had was a 76 Sportster.
Oh, wow.
Oh, boy. Yeah, and it had drag pipes on it. It was a hot mess. That thing was noisy and finicky and everything, but it was a blast. All the guys in my hometown where I grew up in all rode Harleys, most of them did. So when in Rome, you do as the Romans do, you ride Harleys, you know.
That's cool. So that started the passion, the love for motorcycles, Harley.
Absolutely, yep. I'm a diehard Harley guy, big Harley tattoo. For me, you couldn't get a better bike.
Awesome. Now, I can't do math really well, but that's, I think, almost 50 years.
Okay, yeah, if I took my hat off, showed you the gray hair, you probably got it, yeah.
Miles, man, we're so thankful that you brought the bike down here. Looking forward to seeing our seat on your bike.
I'm excited about it myself.
Awesome.
And I just, you know, it's like I said, it's a fantastic motorcycle. Anybody who's blessed enough to get one will really enjoy it.
Awesome.
And I would totally recommend, if they're looking to change the seat, come to Advanblack.
All right, Miles, so I know that you did your research, you did your homework, you ended up with this bike, and so what made you lean towards the 2024 CVO ST 25th anniversary as opposed to, say, we've got a 2022 special down there? So what separated for you?
Well, there's a lot of, personally, I'm hearing things and seeing things online that this is probably one of the best bikes Harley ever built. The fact that they're going back to their racing roots. You have the 121-inch motor, you no longer have gauges, and you have a screen with different ride modes. All your information is in one spot. It's just a special bike, like I said, from the Bagger Racing is what it's taken from. And for a bike that weighs 800 pounds, you would be surprised on and amazed on how it handles.
Awesome.
Unbelievable bike. It really is.
Suspension, the brakes, man, those Brembos. Look at the size of those things hanging off the front end of that.
The Brembos are huge, and they will stop you right away. I'm glad that they came up with some carbon fiber pieces on the bike. That's fantastic. I know they did a lot for weight reduction, the headlight. I mean, I think Harley did a great job at every little piece that they looked at as far as aerodynamics, braking, power, stopping, everything. I think they did a great job on that.
Yeah, so obviously the rotors, the wave rotors are gonna obviously help with braking as well.
Yeah.
And man, I tell you what, now that the sun is out, you can really see the sparkle just banging in that paint.
Yeah, it's the paint is called Advanblack Metallic.
Okay.
And that's their paint. They've done some other things with the controls up on the handlebars. They kind of moved stuff from the left side to the right, which taken a little bit to get used to. The fact that it comes with a 500-watt Rockford Fosgate stereo.
Wow.
I mean, with the reservoir shocks. I mean, there's a lot to it. There's really a lot to the bike. A lot more than I'm learning more every day.
Yeah, that's a good thing. You got to be a student of the game, right?
Yeah,
you got to understand your ride.
You really do.
And I think with the individuality, the customization, you can personalize it. You can go in and make your custom tunes to the way you want to ride.
Yeah.
And then you can bounce through those. Yeah, I think that Harley did a great job with this bike. I know that I've fallen in love with it as well. Not sure that I'll ever to afford one. But hey, you know what? Maybe someday.
Hey, you know, they're out there. And just so you know, the bike only comes in 2 colors. It's in the Advanblack Metallic and a white metallic also. So those are, if you see them out there, that's the only 2 you're going to see, those 2 colors.
Okay. All right, man. Appreciate it, Miles. Thanks so much for coming down.
You're quite welcome, sir. Thank you for having me.